the greatest act I ever saw, the greatest magic act I ever saw on this particular subject, was we were in the 80s. We were at this magic convention right here in New York, at the Waldorf. And magic conventions have on the morning they have the junior competitions, and so at 10 o'clock, all these these are all amateur magicians. They own hardware stores and they buy tricks and they come in for the big magic convention. But there's the junior competition, and the children who are in this competition are very, very excited, but no one else gives a fuck. They're there for the big thing. But there is a good thing about it, because all these under 16-year-old, under 18-year-old magicians all have their sisters as their assistants. And the sisters have been outfitted by the mothers who sewed them cute little magician assistants costumes, which they have then grown out of over the 2 years he's been working on it. What you see is the 18-year-old older sister with her tits bursting out of a bustier that mom sewed, while her nerdy 16-year-old brother in a tuxedo that doesn't fit dances around doing hack tricks. You grab a donut, grab a cup of coffee, and talk to your friends while watching this out of the corner of your eye.
That sounds fantastic.
It's the greatest thing in the world. So there is a trick, and I'm going to have to describe to you the whole trick and how it's done, if you understand this.
Oh, please.
There's a thing called the dove pan. And the dove pan, and you've seen it done a zillion times, a person takes a pan, like a chafing dish, with 90-degree angle sides. And then he puts lighter fluid in there, and he lights it on fire, and it burns. And then he takes the cover of the pan, which fits on perfectly, and slams it down to eliminate the air part of the fire triangle.
This ain't gonna go good.
And then when he pulls it off, inside it's called a dove pan, usually a dove. It can also be done with a rabbit. It can also be done with any small livestock. So there's an acting issue in this, right? Which is, the acting issue is you have to put lighter fluid in the pan, then you have to light the lighter fluid on fire, then you have to act surprised that it's burning after you've done it.
Right.
Act a little bit shocked, look around for what you're going to grab this big heavy cover that has your load in it, slam it down there, lift the cover off, and out of this comes the dove. So the kid is set up to do this, and the kid's got his tuxedo on, and he's playing the Star Wars theme. And he's kind of dancing. He's got his little wand, and it's going. And his sister, who's all I care about, who's about 18 years old and is gone from when the costume was made, and she was very flat-chested. She is now sporting a pair of double Ds, and she's now in the same thing that her mother sewed her.
That's the magic.
And the young magician, I gotta just quickly say, he's hoping you're staring at him and maybe discovering him, and you're busy looking at his sister.
Absolutely. And the judges are all there looking. And he pulls out the dove pan, right? And every single person, there's probably 300 people milling around in this big ballroom. Every single person there sees the pan and knows the whole trick.
Right.
He's doing a dove. They go, he's doing the dove pan, and they look around and start telling him, so Harry, did you see that paddle trick the guy was doing in the room the other night? Right. Oh, there's this card thing that one of the guys is doing. Have you seen that? Let me show you. Because no one's paying any attention, right? And he's got a can of Ronson lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's got like a jacket on it. His mother has sewn. The Ronson lighter fluid fits into its container much better than the sister. No part of that is spilling out, and it's nice and glittery. So we don't know what it is. Right. We don't know that he's putting fuel in. It's just magic juice. But he has the music was not composed for him. John Williams did not do an orchestration of the Star Wars theme for this kid. Yeah. So he's playing the record. Da, 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 and you want to put in about a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch of lighter fluid in the bottom of the pan. Da, 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 then you light it on fire. But he has gotten ahead. You get jacked up. This is the big show of his life. He's done all his other tricks much quicker than he expected. So now he's got at the Star Wars thing when the dove is going to come out, and he's nowhere near it yet. He's a minute from it.
Oh, shit.
So he and his sister are dancing around going, da 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 da, and he's squeezing the lighter fluid. Da 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 da, more lighter fluid. Da 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 da. Now it's a half can in the bottom. Da 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 da. Now he's got the whole can. He's now emptied an entire can of Ronson lighter fluid into a small pan.
They're going to love this.
I'm watching the sister, right? The other magicians in the room are talking to each other.
Right.
I'm the only one with my eyes toward the stage. And as I'm watching her going, man, I guess they probably sewed that for her when she was like 14. And she's still doing this. And the mother, of course, is still her little girl. She doesn't realize that this is a, this is a swimsuit catalog.
She's an amazing sexual object.
But in order to look at her, I'm looking through this nerdy Minnesota kid putting a full can of Ronson fuel into the pan. And I start realizing it's been going on a little while, so I start tapping people.
You might want to look at
putting a lot of fuel. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. He's put a lot of fuel.
Pass the word.
There's a lot of fuel in that. There's a lot of fuel in that pan. Okay?
Fuel.
But I haven't done anything about it. I've just kind of told
you gotta let it happen.
6 guys who own hardware stores that there's something bad that might happen. And everybody's kind of turned toward it. And the judges who are watching this and judging it, you can kind of see them turning to each other going, a lot of fuel. A lot of fucking fuel. And the kid backs away, and he lights the match. Da, 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 da. So now he's got, a cup of flammable petroleum products in a pan on stage, and he's got a match that he's holding above it. And I, one of these like slow motion running, things, I go, no, don't, hey, no. Over the you hear one voice, one lone voice going, hey, don't. And the kid looks back to me and then just drops the match. And everything
and you see it in slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely. We're now 44,000 frames a second as the match just goes. And it just goes. Now, his acting job, which was to act like he didn't expect that fire, now becomes really, really simple. Right? Because now his acting, holy fuck! And the sister stops, and everybody stops, and now there's a flame. Well, you can imagine, I don't want to exaggerate, but a full can of lighter fluid in an open pan has been touched. So the flame's coming up 1.5 feet, 2 feet. And it's a robust flame. Okay, it's a robust flame to the point that the sister's no longer dancing.
No, he's worried.
Everything is stopped dead, and then the kid grabs the dove top, with the cover to put it on and put it out. Right? Now, everybody in the audience, any normal audience, somebody would be fooled by this. But this is an audience 100% magicians. So we all know that he is now taking a living thing and slamming it into an inferno. Right? So he slams this top down that has a bird in there. Now, none of you would know it had a bird in there. All of us knew there was a bird there. And I'm going, no, don't put because we just let it go, it would just burn out, right? No, don't. And he takes the top and he slams it down because he's scared. And this is just basic physics.
Right.
All of the lighter fluid spills out over the side, and now he has his little magic table that Dad spent $85 for is now entirely on fire. There is a burning ring of fire on stage. There is this pan in the middle, and everyone in the audience knows there's a bird in there. A living bird is in there. And so now it's not just Penn. Now it's the entire audience yelling, the dove! The dove! The dove! The dove! So he reaches over to pull the top off and get the dove out, and by now the top is so hot, he burns his hand.
Oh,
And he pulls away.
shit.
So now we're all standing there. Now, it's not a big deal, right? Birds get cooked all the fucking time.
Of course,
You know,
chicken's
they
wonderful.
boil live lobsters.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We're humans, we're predators, we kill, but not during the Star Wars thing. You know, it's a different thing. And he now has everyone's attention totally on him, and he pulls down his tuxedo coat, because, you know, it's too big for him.
Yeah.
Pulls down his tuxedo coat over his hand, and he reaches onto the knob, and he starts jiggling this inferno, right, to try to get the top off. And he pulls the top off, and by now they've killed me. Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
The music is
Enough of the
now
music.
stopped. There is no sound. You can't even hear the beautiful sine wave form of her breast jiggling. There is no sound. There's no movement in the room. Everyone's just got their Danish half out of their mouth, their coffee in their hand.
Horrified.
And it's now, you know, the shot is, you know, IMAX. You know, it's just the top of that, and there's nothing. You know, there's just a dead bird in there. And all of a sudden, out of the top, this bird's head pops up, you know, so just a head. In this hot little burning pan of hell. You know, this Johnny Cash ring of fire. And the bird hops up to the edge, shakes its head, shakes its feathers, and flies over to where it belongs on top of the cage, and the crowd goes. They're just screaming, and it is the best magic trick I ever saw. Everything about it was absolutely perfect, and the dub was okay.
Is there video of this anywhere?
No, there's no video.
Yeah, because it was an
The kid
amateur
just
show.
goes,
Wow.
ta-da.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The aristocrat.